Etsy just updated their seller handbook, stating new guidelines on how to write effective listing titles, as well as a new tool that will generate titles for you based on these new guidelines using AI. This is a big change from what we're used to. So let's dive into what these new guidelines could mean, and be sure to stick around till the end, as I'll walk you through creating new titles based on these new guidelines. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm the owner of the top 1% Etsy shop, Mocks by Little Feather, where I create cute and trendy print-on-demand mockups for print-on-demand sellers like yourself. But here on YouTube, you can think of me as your POD bestie. I'm here to spill the tips, tricks, and knowledge you need to crush it on Etsy. As I said, these changes are big. Etsy wants us to make our titles shorter, clearer, and more concise. They are saying that buyers prefer clear and easy to scan titles because it makes them feel more confident when browsing and choosing what to buy. Etsy also says updating our titles now with these new guidelines will help us reach relevant buyers in the Etsy search results. They state that their search system has evolved to take a more holistic view of your listing, including titles, tags, attributes, descriptions, first photo, and even reviews. I interpret this as titles no longer hold as much SEO power as they once did. Hence why Etsy recommends shortening your titles and moving the fluffy words, as they call them, to your description, tags, and attributes. So let's break down what Etsy is asking us to do. Etsy asks us to do the following. 1. Clearly state item for sale. If you're selling a t-shirt, make sure it says t-shirt. If you're selling a mug, make sure it says mug. 2, include the most important traits up front. Etsy includes this to be stuff like color, material, and sizing. 3, streamline for clarity and scannability. Etsy suggests using 15 words or less, which is a big change from filling all 140 characters like we used to do. 4, Etsy says to move subjective words like perfect, beautiful, trendy to the description of your listings. Number 5, they tell us to try to not repeat words. And number 6, don't worry about adding info about your sales, shipping, and pricing in your titles. Etsy says they will be taking care of this with a badge that they will add to your listing in search results. Now, Etsy gives us a few examples of old titles versus new titles, so let's look at those. The first product example that Etsy gives us is a customizable Father's Day t-shirt. The old title that they provide is as follows: Dad t-shirt, father shirt, personalized Father's Day gift, personalized dad t-shirt, dad statement shirt, father shirt with kids' names. The new title that Etsy has provided for us based on their new guidelines is personalized 100% cotton dad t-shirt and custom kids' names S through XL. Here we can see that Etsy removed repetitive words like dad and its synonyms. It's also done this for t-shirt and shirt, and they have added material and sizing to the title. This is interesting because previously I myself have repeated words, but in their synonym form. And so this is something very new to me as well, something that I'm gonna have to consider in my titles moving forward. It's also gonna be kind of hard to change that habit, but I'm very curious to see how my sales will do based on these changes. So it'll be very interesting. Etsy gives us another example of a ring. The old title reads as Moonstone Ring, Mini Ring, Solid Gold Perfect for Women's Wedding Engagement, Daily Wear Band. And their new title for this is as follows: Celestial Blue Moonstone Ring in 9K Solid Gold Band. Etsy also states that they want us to take out 4 statements in our titles, like gift for him, gift for her, for, subject. They don't want us to do that anymore. So in this example, you can see that they removed the perfect for women's wedding engagement. They don't have engagement in this new title at all. That is something that you could definitely move down to your description instead, moving forward. They also simplified the descriptors, such as the color and material of the band. They also added the word celestial, which I think they probably did to describe more of the aesthetic of the ring. They don't give us a picture of these, so it's hard to say for sure. It's clearly describing the product rather than who's the product for. Okay, now let's jump into our own examples. So here we have a custom t-shirt for groups going on like a birthday vacation. It says Yellowstone National Park, Tim's 60th birthday. So to start, our noun is t-shirt, our objective descriptor. It's also made out of 100% cotton, just like Etsy's example. It is a birthday t-shirt and it's personalized and custom. So for this, it's probably gonna be very similar to what Etsy's example is. So let's start with the basics. I'm also gonna do personalized 100% cotton. I'm gonna do birthday instead. T-shirt with the colon, custom location because of Yellowstone, and age. And I'm gonna sell extra small through XXL. Now to go a step further, I'm going to add Doorsy to this because that's kind of describing the aesthetic of this shirt. I'm also going to add the word group to signify that this shirt was made with the intention to be for multiple people. So it seems to be just as simple as this. We have that it's personalized and custom. We have the material. We have the size, we have what is custom, we have that it's a birthday shirt, and the aesthetic that's outdoorsy and group. And then in our description, we would put all those other things that we would probably put in the title before that we're not doing now. So things like nature lover, national parks, family, vacation, just all these things that people might type in search to find this product that we don't want to overload the title with so that it looks clean and concise like Etsy wants us. Okay, so here is our second shirt example. This one isn't custom, so I brought over the ring example just to kind of show like even the ring is a shorter title than the custom one because we no longer have the word custom or personalized in here. But I do want to give some tips that I think are okay to add in your title that won't overwhelm it, but still add a little bit of description to it. So to start, this shirt says, "My heart is in Nevada," with a Las Vegas sign and Nugget Casino sign representing both Reno and Las Vegas. So our target customer for this is somebody who lives in Nevada, or maybe somebody who visits Nevada and wants a souvenir. I definitely want to include the word Nevada, so I'm going to start with Nevada. I'm going to add 100% cotton, and I'm also going to add state to the title and t-shirt. And I'm even gonna take it a step further, and because the aesthetic's like the neon sign aesthetic, I'm gonna add neon sign. Oh, I forgot cotton. No, it's right there. Okay, hold on. Nevada, 100% cotton, neon sign, state t-shirt. And if we went with the way that they did the personalized one, it included size, so we're gonna put the size again. But I'm also gonna go the extra step and add color. You don't have to do this. This could be the end of what your title is, but I might test out putting ivory plus 5 more colors just to let our buyers know, hey, like if you click into this listing or if you haven't yet, look at the drop down and see that there are 5 additional colors that this shirt comes in. I feel like this is in line with Etsy's new guidelines. It's short, concise, it describes the shirt without being overwhelming. It includes the important parts, color, sizing, and material, just like Etsy wanted. So hopefully these 2 examples offered some insight into how you could go about creating your titles via these new guidelines. This is just my interpretation of the new guidelines and how Etsy might want us to structure titles going forward. Personally, I'm not going to change any of my listings right away, but I will definitely consider these guidelines for new products that I list going forward. And then based on how those new listings do, I may implement Etsy's new tool that they're going to be releasing to patch update my listings that are already listed in my shop. Personally, this is going to be a little bit hard for me because I do love to put fluff in my titles. I also like the theory of using the synonyms of words that people might search, but I do understand that Etsy is saying that they will be putting more weight to the description and tags, so I myself will just have to get over that mental hurdle. As always, if you have a bestseller, don't go changing things right away. Let's wait and do market research on these changes before we go changing high-performing listings. This would probably be better to try out on underperforming but well-researched products in your shop if you did want to start messing around with these changes right away. As for the new tool Etsy is releasing, I think it's great that they're adding to their visibility features. I still rely heavily on external tools, but I do love getting information straight from my Etsy dashboard because I know that that info is accurate and pulled straight from the stats of my shop. Sometimes when I use external tools, I look at the amount of sales and traffic, and then I compare it to my Etsy dashboard, and they're different. So it is really cool to have Etsy expanding this so that we can get better intel from them directly. The tool should be available according to Etsy in the next coming days. Who knows what that means? I feel like that means in a couple of days, but time will tell. So what do you think of this Etsy update? Are you going to get to editing your titles right away? Or are you going to wait and give it some time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful. And I just want to say that this is my first YouTube video. So if you could like, comment, subscribe, I'd love any kind of feedback and just get little positive reinforcement from you guys. And I hope to create more videos. See you soon.